We are back with more of My Southern Home. I'm here with Dylan Ritter with CetraPro Painters. And Dylan, we're so happy to be here in this beautiful home that you helped the homeowner transform.
Thank you so much for having me. It is a lovely home.
So tell me a little bit about what this home looked like before you guys got your hands on it.
Yeah, it was very, I would say mid-2000s, kind of that area when people would want beige on the walls, kind of the rustic features in the home. What we were really trying to capture with this project was to get something fresh, something new, not too modern, not too trendy, and we accomplished just that.
Well, as soon as we drove up, the wow factor of the exterior of this home was just amazing, and you helped the homeowners with that as well.
We did, and that was one of the hardest projects. The inside, they had a very good picture of what they wanted. The outside, with all of the other homes here, the curb appeal that they wanted, it was challenging, but we made it across the finish line.
Well, it was amazing, that crisp white that's there now, and you had the beige there before.
Right.
So what's that process like, helping homeowners decide which direction they want to go with their paint colors?
It's really asking if they have any pictures of things that they've saved. I know a lot of people have a Pinterest board or that kind of thing. So once you get a general idea of what direction they want to go, then we do some renderings. We'll have a designer that will come out that's complimentary. We really put efforts into the initial contact. If that picture is clear, then delivering on it is the easy part.
So this is really a new way to get your house painted, because before you picked out everything and you crossed your fingers and you hoped that it worked out, but you really take a lot of the angst away with homeowners with these renderings.
We do. It's really a peace of mind. We can put samples on walls still, and that's not too old school. We still do that, but when you can see it as a whole entire picture before we even start, it's a huge help.
Well, and samples on the walls, a big deal. I know that when I repainted my home in Louisville, I spent over $150 in samples.
Oh yeah, easily. Especially, and then maybe sometimes you second guess yourself. So we're here as a support to steer in the right direction.
So what are some of the trends right now that you're seeing homeowners gravitate to?
This is probably my favorite time in the painting world. You see things that I know I've seen stuff that I've never seen before. It's painting trim and walls and ceilings all the same color for a really simplistic look. You have some where it's very modern, where you have more of some like metal colors. And then you have your traditional classic, which never fails you.
Well, this homeowner did a lot of cool things. For example, the backsplash in the kitchen is all painted, and then to have an all black accent wall is really cool as well.
Right. Yeah, that really achieved the timeless look. It's not something that will ever get old. Very pleasing to the eye, subtle but clean.
Dylan, I also noticed that the homeowner chose to paint the trim work the same color as the walls. So what does that do to a home when you do that?
It creates a very open feel, really clean look. That's one of the newest trends right now. When you walk into the room, you can really capture the room itself, not your eye going to one particular part of the room. You get to enjoy everything at the first glance.
Well, I never thought about that before, but I have very bright white trim work, and you do look at the trim first because it's beautiful, and I have the thick trim that's modern now and popular, but you do gravitate to that. And with this kitchen, you look at the entire space and not one particular thing, just like you said.
Right. Yeah, and there's certain expectations or certain look that a customer wants where the trim looks perfect when it's an opposite color. But with this project, it was let's capture the entire room.
Well, when you think about paint, it's probably the last thing homeowners think about when they're remodeling or they're building a home from scratch, but it really is such an important element in the entire design process.
It really is. Painting is usually the last thing you would do in a project like redoing a home, but can be the most important.
So for homeowners that are thinking about hiring a painting company, what are some of the things that they should think about when they're interviewing companies?
Great question. I've had several years of discussing this with homeowners on how we can be better. It's making sure you have the right conversations. That way you can commit to delivering on what their expectations are.
So what are those conversations?
Yeah, sometimes it can be a color refresh. Sometimes you have major repairs. So the customer will call for a certain resolution. And that's step one. And let's just say it's a color. They want to refresh and get new colors in their house. Pretty much that conversation is going to be directed towards interior design. What are you trying to capture? What are you visualizing? And having the right tools to do renderings, and it takes a lot of effort, and we're not afraid of that.
Well, thank you so much, Dylan. It was such a treat to be with you today.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.